time. Hi, I'm David Young from Van Meter. If you don't know where that is, it's just west of here, off the interstate. It's where the Iowa Veterans Cemetery is, and that's hallowed ground. I recommend, if you can, go visit it sometime. I'm a 6th generation Iowan, and my family came out here in 1881, something called freedom, the American dream, opportunity, God-given rights found in the Constitution. And each generation worked hard and hard and hard to make sure that the next generation of the family had an equal American dream. The last 7 years I graduated from Drake University, by the way. The last 7 years I've been Senator Grassley's Chief of Staff. And I have seen the beast of Washington up close, and it's ugly. I've seen what works and what doesn't work, and a lot doesn't work. But I've always kept the outside Iowa perspective, fighting for Iowa, working with Iowans, on the phone with Iowans every day, meetings with Iowans. And there are 3 things that I really see that are hampering the American dream. The budget deficit, the jobs deficit, the trust deficit. We need a constitutional amendment to balance the budget, folks. We're at $17 trillion, and you can blame both sides of the aisle. I'll be a watchdog for the taxpayer. We need to change the way we budget. We need a zero-based budget where we assume that all agencies come in, sit in front of the congressional committee, and you assume they get nothing. You make them beg for every dollar. You make them justify every dollar that they have to spend. And then, of course, we have the jobs deficit. Obamacare is really hampering that. I'm glad that someone in the administration finally read the bill to kick the employer mandate down a ways, but the individual mandate needs to go too. I've got a lot of manufacturers, small businesses that want to grow but are feared getting penalized. Larger businesses that are dropping folks from coverage or moving people from full-time to part-time. That's less money in the part-time worker's pocket, less money in the economy. I want to defund Obamacare, repeal it, replace it, delay it, whatever it takes to stop this monstrosity. And then common sense approach, we need to pass things that make sense, like the Keystone Pipeline. That's not even a taxpayer-funded event there, folks. President Obama is beholden to the environmentalists. There's 42,000 jobs his own State Department says it'll create. I visit with manufacturers in the state. They say, if that passes, we can build equipment. We can hire folks. And then we need tax reform, of course, if you really want to get at the jobs, make it simpler, flatter, fair. And we have to make it permanent, because people on the sidelines have capital they want to invest in this economy to create jobs. And then the trust deficit, these scandals, the president says they're phony. They're not phony. Ask the relatives of those 4 victims who died in Benghazi. Those are not phony scandals. Ask Brian Terry's family. Ask Brian Terry's family who died as a result of Fast and Furious, where our government was selling guns to drug lords in Mexico. That is not phony. And the IRS, those scandals are not phony either. Intimidating Christians, social conservatives, Tea Party activists, pro-Israel groups. You know, the founding fathers would roll over in their graves if they saw this happening. And they'd also roll over because they'd be saying, what in the world is the IRS? So we can do oversight and investigations and penetrate this. A lot of people want to drop a bill, an amendment, and think they can get it done quickly. But we have tools, oversight, investigations, get in there right away. Use the power of the Senate rules to defund, filibuster, hold a hearing, subpoena special counsels, whatever you have to do to get this government back to the people, where the government's working for the people. It seems like it's the other way around, where we're working for the government. So I'm ready to serve you. I have solutions, experience, I'm ready. It's great to be here. Thank you, Simon.